Hello, I'm Christian Lindtner, a scholar of Buddhism. Perhaps you already know my name, and perhaps you know some of my books. They deal with Buddhist philosophy, including the Middle Way. And today I'd like to share with you some recent discoveries of mine having to do with the Middle Way. The Middle Way is, of course, very fundamental to Buddhism. We must ask for our earliest source, which is to be found in the Pali Canon. This is where we will start. It is always wise, even necessary, to learn at least Pali and Sanskrit if you want to be sure that you get an accurate picture of what Buddhism was in its origins. So you will start with the middle way or middle path, or perhaps even better, the middle proportion. The Pali term is Majjhima Patipada. What is new, what is a fact that you cannot find discussed anywhere in any scholarly book, is the very important observation that each of the words in Pali, each of the letters constituting the words, have a numerical value. That numerical value is in accordance with ancient Greek words. For the ancient Greeks, letters were also numbers. This means that the numbers of the Pali letters are identical to the numbers of the Greek letters. This is new, as said, and you have to consider it very carefully. Otherwise, you'll not be able to understand at all what the middle way or path is all about. Now, Majjhima Patipada, as said, is the term that we wish to discuss today. So it's made up of an M, an A, a J, a JH, an I, an M, and a long A. The Patipada, following the Majjhima, is a P, an A, a T, an I, and D, P, and A, and D, and A, which is long. So, you have to add up the value of the letters, going back to the M, which is 40, and then 1, then 10, 10, 10, then 40, then 2, that's long A, being 1 plus 1, and then Patipada, 80, 1, 300, 10, 80, 1, 4, and 2. That adds up to 591. So the numerical value of the expression middle way, middle proportion is 591. So far so good. Check that out for yourself and get used to the idea. You'll soon see that if you're not aware of this fact, you'll really not understand what the middle way is all about. Now, our Pali text says concerning the middle way, the middle path, the middle proportion, that it is I forming, Chakku Karani, and that it is Jnana Karani, knowledge forming. Each of these two words, of course, also has a numerical value. To cut it short, I will inform you that Chakku Karani, I forming, is 643, and the number 285 applies to the Jnana Karani. This means that these two numbers add up to 928. Now what does that have to do with the middle path, with the Majjhima Patipada? Well, if you inscribe the 591 Majjhima Patipada as a cross, that is, as 2 diameters in a circle, the circumference of that circle will be 928, precisely the number of I forming and knowledge forming. Consider this, please. Consider this circle with the cross. The cross tells you about the measure. It's the middle proportion, the middle path. And it does indeed form an I. It does indeed form knowledge in you. Consider this. There can be no doubt that then the authors were not just saying something, they were also drawing something. And the drawing is, as it were, a sort of proof of what they were saying. They're not just saying something out of the blue, they're saying something on paper or in sand. Now that sounds strange. We haven't heard this before. Well, of course then, if you wish, I don't mind, you can just regard what I have said as a mere hypothesis. But let's go on. Now, this middle proportion that formed an I, that formed knowledge, is said to lead to. The Pali is samvetati, and that's how the dictionaries usually translate the word. It's good to know the original language. Samvetati is a compound, a verb, where sam means together and vetati means turns and is active. So it really means is active together with, is consistent with, fits together with, matches. It matches 4 items, of which I will only concentrate on one very important term, the term nirvana. Or rather, for we have to be careful, the Pali term is nibbānam. As all the words here in question, it has a number. Nibbānam has a number you get when you add N-I-B-B long A, N-A-M. According to the Greek mode, that is to say, 50, 10, 2, 2, 2, that's the long A, 50, that's the N, and then short A is 1, and then M is 40, giving you 157. 157. Mathematicians will immediately be reminded that 157 is precisely 1/2 of pi. You need to know pi in order to draw a circle. Now come back to your eye. Come back to the solid cross inscribed in the 928 circle formed by adding eye-making, eye-forming, Cakukarani, and Jnana-karani, knowledge-making. What does that have to do with Nibbāna? Because the text certainly says that this middle path, the solid cross that formed an eye, is consistent with, matches Nibbāna. Does it? This is just an empty statement? No. There's a geometrical proof. Where is it? Please look carefully again on the drawing. What do you need to go from 591 to the circle, to the 928? You need to multiply 591 by 157, the digits of Nibbāna. I think I will end here for now. I hope you've found it entertaining, and I hope I have established my point that you need to look very carefully at the earliest texts we have, namely those in Pali, more precisely to be found in the Mahavagga of the Pali Canon, the first pages of the Vinaya Pitakam. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. There's much more to be said about the Middle Way, but I do hope that I managed in being Cakukarani to you, in opening your eye to see something that has not, to the best of my knowledge, been seen by any Western scholars before now. Draw your circle, consider what I said and enjoy it. It cannot be otherwise, because there's always enjoyment when you find something that is jnana karani, that creates knowledge. And perhaps, after all, nibbana is not so mystical and difficult as has often been claimed. At least it should be known to even schoolchildren.